Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year's first of all. We're going to get back on the 1966 Chevy 1-ton dually. We're going to finish up our smokestacks and we're going to fire this thing up and actually hear it run. You guys are going to love it. And for anybody needing an update on the Fury, we're going to bring it in and mess with it too, so stay tuned for that. Oh, and this one here, a lot of you guys want an update on this one. You want an update on my daughter's channel, me, myself, and Darlene. Well, we'll talk about that one too. So let's just get right to it. Let's get this one in the shop, start welding up those pipes. Already got the other side all welded up and ready to put on. We've even got the exhaust hangers and everything. She's ready to go. We'll be installing that in a little bit. For right now, we're going to go ahead and get this one all welded up too. I've got a few fittings that have to go on the end of it. So yeah, you see we got a couple pieces we got to weld in. There's our elbow that's going to swing us from the smokestack over to the muffler itself, and then this piece will come out of the muffler and go on there. And you can see it's already got an exhaust hanger already welded in place. It was already there. The other side was the same exact way, so we lucked out pretty good right next to the frame, and then we could do something there as far as an exhaust hanger goes. And then all that's going to be left is right in between the two. We got to have a little straight piece in between there. So it's going pretty good so far. All right, we got all the pieces cut. See if we can't kind of mock this up, get an idea if it's going to fit together. The other side went together really easy, so I'm expecting this side to be exactly the same. Look at that. All we got to do is put that in there like that, get that lined up, and just like that. That's all we got to do, man. Get in there, weld all this up, and that part is done, man. It's pretty simple just to swing it over here like that. Did the other side exactly the same. It's working out. Okay, getting some tack welds on here now. Now we're getting somewhere. Before we actually weld it to our muffler, I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take it apart. Maybe. There it is. Go ahead and take it apart. We'll take it out on the bench and weld it all up, make it a little bit easier. Finally broke down and bought a welding hood, y'all. I've been welding like Ray Charles the past 3 videos, I think. This is ridiculous. Practically welding with my eyes shut because that old other welding hood went out on me. So we got us a new one. And this is all thanks to y'all, by the way. Shoot, yeah, this is a direct result of you guys watching these videos, man. Thank y'all. I do appreciate it. I hope all of you guys are having a good Christmas right now. Oh, and check this out right here. Most of you guys know by now that we're having a little bit of trouble with the city, and they're just trying to get a bunch of money out of me, and we got to go fight it in court. And I was convinced that we were not going to have Christmas this year, and lo and behold, you guys done come through for me, man. So yeah, y'all check this out. Now, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll keep saying it, man. I have got the best subscribers on YouTube, and if you don't believe me, look at the kind of stuff they send me. This right here, we got an electric ratchet, man. Milwaukee, some of the best stuff out there, man. That's awesome. It's what everybody wants under the tree this year, right? Let's see. Merry Christmas, Mike. Since you get so much use out of the impact I sent, I thought I'd hook you up with a ratchet. Stay weird, from Eric. Man, Eric Pennywell. That's right. That's the old boy that sent this right here. The impact. We've gotten a ton of use out of this thing, and believe me, we'll get a ton of use out of this one too. I promise you. So man, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate everybody showing me so much support with the comments, everybody being on my side and everything. It's really cool, man. It helps me out a lot, helps me to stay positive and not let them get me down. Also, man, I got a bunch of Christmas cards. That's cool. You know, some people don't think Christmas cards is a big deal. I'm going to tell you right now, anybody that's going to take the time to go pick out a card, fill it out, stamp, the mailing, the whole 9 yards, man. It's not a text message, so there's some effort goes into that, and I want to say, man, everybody that does that for me, from the bottom of my heart, I do appreciate it. I thank y'all. You made my Christmas, man. Really cool. Thank y'all a lot. dust a little bit of color on it, see if we can make it look a little bit better. As far as the exhaust tip goes, I think I'm going to be changing those. Those aren't really practical for this. It's just something I had sitting around, so I figured I'd use it. For now, we'll have to cut those off and weld on something that we're actually going to use, which will probably be the ones with the little flappers on it. That'll keep the rain from going down in it. That makes such a huge mess for anybody that doesn't know. When these things get, if they get a little bit of rain down in there, they'll settle down into the pipe. You fire it up and it just shoots that black soot all over everything, and we don't want that. So the flappers, I think, are a must. But we'll figure it out. We'll either do that or we'll put some more of these on it that are bent just a little bit more so that rain won't go down in, and we'll figure it out. Let's try to fit one of these up. What's that? So we'll get this in here, get it all lined up nice and straight. Eyeball it real good. Start welding. All right, I got it pretty well locked down. Everything is nice and straight. The pipe is sticking straight up in the air. It's not leaning one way or the other. I'm gonna get her nailed down right now. This is what I had figured up for our exhaust brackets. Shoot a little WD-40 in there, it kind of helps these go on. Let's see, this needs to go on here like that, and then this part will go up here. This part's gonna be tricky, yes. I had to switch it around and come up here to the top, man. That thing was fighting me down there. Well, that's one down. Let's get a little high temp paint on there like we did the rest of it. And then we'll start on the other one. I'm gonna go ahead and trim out this area just a little bit more. I need a little wiggle room in there for the pipe to go through. Back here kind of giving it a little eyeball. I think we got it, man. I think the height is right. I think the gap between the pipe and the bed is just right. The twist, the way those tips are clocked, that's just right. And that's not really that important. If we had to, we could they're just tack welded on. We could cut them off, twist them however we want, but the most important part, everything is up and down just right, everything is in and out just right. I say we throw on some tack welds. All right, that'll hold it till we get everything just right. Come out here and double check, make sure nothing's moved around on us. I think it's staying put. I think I'm gonna go ahead and lock it down permanently. Well, okay, so I've got my little makeshift gas can back in there. I think the next logical thing to do now that everything else is done is fire it up, see what it sounds like. In case you're wondering, why we got the blocks in there. The bed had to be spaced up just slightly to get it above those weird body lines. You see those? We didn't want those showing. And the way these are from the factory is the bed sits up just above them. So that's what those are. What we'll do is we'll build some brackets or spacers or whatever to go in there to take the place of those. So those are just temporary for now. I had somebody ask me that in the comment section, so I figured I would address it. Let's fire this thing up now. Sounds pretty good to me, man. What do y'all think? It's kind of quieter than I anticipated. Those glass packs are about 2 feet long. That might have something to do with it. We might have to play around with that a little bit. Maybe we'll swap those out for some shorter cherry bombs, something. I don't know. Straight pipe it. I don't know. Straight pipes might be a bit much. Yeah, you don't want to get too carried away with it being loud because, I mean, your head is right here and that pipe is right there. And, well, an old boy like me that don't hear so well anyway might not have a problem with it, but somebody else, man, you're not going to want that right in your ear. So we might just have to leave it the way it is. I don't know. We'll play around with it. I think the best way is to actually get it out on the road and drive it around and just see for ourselves if it's annoying or not. Thought I'd get in here and see what it sounds like from the inside, see if that's annoying or not. It doesn't seem that bad, but I mean, you can see what I'm saying. I mean, right here's the pipe. Oh. Within earshot, to say the least. Man, I should probably open the door. I'm starting to get kind of sleepy. I feel like I should just lay down and take a nap or something. So now that we've got that done, I went ahead and pulled it outside, and I wanted to bring the Fury back in here. A lot of you guys have been asking what's the deal on the Fury, so I thought I'd give you a little update on it. Fury's doing fine. She's just been sitting around waiting on her turn to come back into the shop, and well, I've got it in here, and I did discover in the trunk a squirrel made him a little nest. Yeah, right in there, there was a little squirrel's nest, bunch of acorns. There was a pile of acorns up in there between the seat and the trunk. So I had to take the back seat out. Got everything all cleaned up. No damages, nothing like that. No chewed up wires, nothing like that. So we dodged a bullet, but it did have a little bit of stuff I had to vacuum out of there. But we got it all vacuumed out and everything. So I've just been kind of charging up the battery, making sure the tires are all aired up and stuff like that. So yeah, we had a little bit of leaves built up on the cowling up there by the windshield wipers and what have you, and we went ahead and cleaned all that off, did a little bit of wiping, checking fluids, all of that good stuff. She's doing fine, y'all. No worries. Where are we at on this project? Well, we need some tires, so I'm going to have to invest in some wheels and tires and all of that. And the rest of it's just little knick-knacky things, nothing too major at all. So yeah, stuff like I think it needs an alternator and the radiator needs a little bit of work done to it. And then of course it'll have to go off to the front end shop, and we replaced the entire front end underneath this thing, so it's going to need an alignment. When we pull that old busted up windshield out of there, that's when I'm going to put the new dash in. You guys remember we recovered our dash? Well, that's going to go back in when we pull that windshield out. It'll make it so much easier. Yeah, because that dash was no fun to mess with. Those bolts right up against that windshield were really hard to get out, and I don't want to take a chance on messing up my new vinyl. So I think I'll do all that in one swoop. So yeah, I figured I'd give you guys a little update on that one. I had some people asking about it in the old comment section, thinking maybe I sold it or something. No, we're not going to sell it. We're going to keep going with it. And one thing we're going to do is we're actually going to paint this car on this channel. So y'all stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss it. So we're going to do a little cold start. I'm going to move this one out and move the next one in. And that brings us to this one. Most of you guys know this. This is Darlene, a 1994 Nissan hardbody pickup, belongs to my daughter. And this is something we're building together over on her channel, me, myself, and Darlene. You guys really need to go check it out if you haven't already. Hit the old subscribe button while you're over there. And guess what? We got a brand new video already sitting there waiting for you. Go check it out, y'all. Hit the notification bell. Leave us a comment. All of that good stuff over there. We really would appreciate it. Now, we left off on this. We pulled the engine out. We rebuilt it. And we were putting it back in. And, well, she got called to work. And she had to go out of state. That's where she works, and she was gone for months, but guess what? She's back now. So we're going to finally get you guys caught up on this one, but you got to go over to her channel and check it out. And she's going to be introducing a new project over on her channel. If you don't believe me, check this out.
All right, so we're going to have to do some banging around on this thing. So after banging on it for a minute, we realized it'd be better if we were pulling on this at the same time. So this is a modified engine hoist that has been turned into a frame puller. Good grief.
It's coming out. It'll take a little bit, but yeah, it is starting to work its way out. Oh yeah, there we go. Boy, it really moved that time. Nice. So hey y'all, I think I spent more time moving cars around on this video in and out of the shop than I did anything else. And part of the reason why is I have like one battery for like 4 different projects. I'm really sick of that. Now what I do have is a bunch of old, just bad batteries that don't work anymore. And I think I'm gonna try to fix one. Now I've never actually tried this before. Usually when I need a battery, I just go buy one. But batteries, like most anything else nowadays, they've gotten really pricey. And you know what? If I could figure out a way to keep from having to buy those things all the time, that would be great. So what I did was I went on YouTube and I just watched a bunch of how-to videos on how to refurbish car batteries. And from what I understand, pretty much any car battery can be refurbished. Fairly simple. Now there's several different ways you can go about doing just that, but I'm going to do it this way. It seems to be the easiest. I don't know if this is going to work. The old boy that made the video swears by it, and well, he's pretty good at what he does. So I'm going to give it a shot. First thing you want to do is clean everything off, and then we're going to pop these caps off of here. Now, from the way I understand it, you could do this to any battery. Now, first thing you want to do is make sure that it's full of water, and I don't know if you guys can see down in there very well, but this one does appear to be full of water for the most part. Now, if any of these are a little bit low, you can add just a little bit of distilled water to them. I was noticing that one was a little bit low, and so was this one. So here we are. We got it set on a 200 amp charge for 15 minutes. We're going to turn this thing off now. And what we've got is just a little bit of boiling going on in just a few of those cells. And the idea is we're going to let this rest for 1 hour now. And we're going to come back and repeat that entire process over again. And each time, what we should get is more boiling going on in each one of those cells. Because right now it's hit and miss. I think we had like 3 of them boiling out of the 6. Which would explain why we have a weak battery. This thing's only going like half capacity. What's going on is there's a bunch of plates inside of there, and they get a lot of crystallization built up on those plates. And the more crystals built up on the plates, the less charging capacity that the battery is going to have after that. So we're just cleaning that off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my timer for 1 hour, and then we're going to come back and repeat this process all over again for a total of 5 times. So we're coming to the end of the second round now. So you can see it's starting to boil a little more aggressively, but it's still not boiling all the way across. So we'll keep going. Hopefully by the 3rd or 4th round, we'll have each cell boiling. All right, let's let it rest for an hour. Okay, coming to the end of another round. This is the end of round 3. And you can see we got a lot of boiling going on all the way across, except for this one. There's always that one guy, y'all. Maybe we'll catch it on the next round. Let's see. I'm going to unplug the charger and let this sit for another hour. Coming to the end of the 4th round. And boy, this thing's blowing some big old bubbles, and we got it boiling really nice, except for this one. We still can't get this one to do anything. So at this point, we're going to let it sit for another hour, come back and do a 5th and final round, and hopefully we could get this last one boiling as well. So we're coming off of the last round, and you can see that we get all of these are boiling now. Look, even this one here, this is the one that wasn't doing anything for us, and you can see there it is finally boiling. So now that we've got all of these going, what I want to do now is turn the charger down to 2 amps, and we're going to give it a trickle charge overnight. Now the idea is when we come back out here in the morning, we're going to actually be able to put this in the car, and the car should fire right up without the assistance of a jump pack or a battery charger or anything. It ought to be good to go from this point on. You can see this is a drastic improvement from when we started. When we first started, none of this would boil except for maybe 2 or 3 of them, and that was it. So now we've got it going all the way across. It ought to be good. So the sun is starting to poke up over the trees. That can only mean one thing. So yeah, this thing's been charging all night on a 2 amp trickle charge. Let's see if that's going to get us what we need. Let's unplug our charger first. We'll get rid of these, and we'll pop the covers back on. Oh, and I almost forgot, this one actually came with a nice little handle, so we'll put that back down in there. Let's take it to the car. Oh yeah, it is worth mentioning that I did check the water level in this and make sure that it was still full before I popped those caps on. I've got a few more batteries that I want to try this on. I might get a little carried away on these other ones because they're really old, and we'll get in there with some baking soda, Epsom salt, and all that stuff, clean them all out real good, and I'll let you guys know whether or not that works or not, maybe on the next video or something. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a quick little update on the projects, let you know that the 66 smokestacks are finished, and they do sound amazing. Leave me a comment if you like how those turned out. And I just want to let you know that yes, the Fury is coming back. It's the beginning of a new year. I want to get this thing on the road and actually start driving. I think it'd be awesome to have this thing out on the road finally. And we're going to have a good one here, man, because we've gone through the suspension and replaced front end parts, and we've done a lot of work to it so far. There's a nice little playlist for it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. If you like this kind of stuff, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to check out my daughter's channel, Me, Myself, and Darlene, where you can see more of this kind of content over there. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here for now. I do appreciate everybody watching. Happy New Year's. I hope everybody had some good holidays. I'll see y'all next time.